welcome to the January 28th meeting synopsis of the Board of County Commissioners. We started out today with a presentation through economic development. It was actually from the County Administrator, Alex Gottschalk of Mecklenburg County, Virginia. They talked about data centers. They've been in the data center business since about 2008. He talked about what it's done financially for their county. He talked about the problems that they experienced. He discussed the world impacts of water, electricity, the same environmental concerns that we've heard from our citizens and our constituents. He talked about a closed loop system versus open loop system. They actually don't have a closed loop system. Theirs is actually being pumped out of a lake. It was interesting to hear him talk because it was the same concerns that we're hearing from our citizens that he was addressing. He talked about coordinating with the utility companies there. He talked about electric bills going up. Electric bills going up statewide, nationwide. The briefing was informational only. We're trying to learn as much as we possibly can about the data centers before we do go forward. If we go forward, it's been a roller coaster, to be quite honest with you, as far as the conversations that we've had. We try to address all the concerns that we hear from our citizens. We'll talk more on that later. We covered appointments. I covered appointment for the Commission for Women, Ethics Commission, Parks and Recreation Advisory Board, Board of Library Trustees, and the Environmental Commission. The Board of County Commissioners Representatives Annual Review was also talked about during the appointment process. We're always looking for citizens to join advisory boards. We're always looking, if you have any corrections or interest in an advisory board, by all means, please reach out to our office. Consent agenda, it was approval of routine items, including lease amendments, environmental and recreation initiatives, and administrative policies. Under new business today, Department of Community Resources fiscal year 2026 Community Reinvestment and Repair Fund additional recommendations. Two agencies received them, Calvert Health Department and Mount Olive United Methodist Church. I'm going to speak with Mount Olive United Methodist Church as I'm more familiar with them. Pastor Dana Jones had reached out to Jennifer Moreland some time ago when there were some problems going on in Yardley Hills. We had some violent crimes, and we were trying to figure out what we could do, how we could change the community. And Dana Jones and his congregation, members of his congregation, stepped up. And again, they reached out to Jennifer Moreland. Resources were provided. They started working at the community center. They started on after-school programs in an effort to try to curb the behaviors that we were seeing there and try to provide role models and for some of those children. Department of Technology Services approved a multi-year contract for geographical informational system data collection. And what this is actually flyovers. It's used countywide by multiple departments. In fact, citizens have access to it as well. The imagery that's provided by the flyovers is available to citizens. It's available to county employees, and it enables them to actually take measurements of different building heights or tower sites, or could help our Department of Public Works with water and sewer development, establishes steep slopes. There's a lot that can come from this imagery. And one of the concerns you always hear from citizens, Big Brother's watching. Well, you know what? It's not the only thing out there that is of its same. It's very similar to Google Earth, and there's other applications out there as well that show the same. And while I'm talking about that, it brings up an email we received last week. Somebody was concerned about the tag readers and the information that comes from the tag readers that you see throughout the county going out to the public. That's not the case. Major Payne from the Sheriff's Office and actually responded in the email and informed the citizen that information received from those tags is proprietary and it's not going out. It's not going to be shared with the public. So just food for thought for that. Under old business, Department of Community Resources fiscal year 2026 opioid restitution fund recommendations. So again, another grant. Jennifer Moreland coordinates this, and the grant was put out as a competitive process. You have to show your progress, and there's different measures that have to be met throughout the grant process here. The board's requested to adopt a budget amendment to approve $154,500 in funding allocations for 2026 for this program. Next year, everybody will have to resubmit applications. It's an annual basis. Department of Parks and Recreation, budget amendment for Calvert County Youth Recreational Opportunity Fund at Ward Farm Park. And That was to ensure that the funding for the community center / early voting center that's being built in Dunkirk Park is fully funded. It's actually phase 2 of that project. Public comment. At the end of every commissioners meeting, we have the opportunity to have public comment. You're able to speak for 2 minutes if you're speaking for an individual, or 5 minutes if you're speaking for a group of people representing a group. This past week, obviously, we had a snow ice event and received several phone calls from citizens as far as how do I report if my street's not cleaned off, or how do I report if my mailbox has been destroyed. Well, you can call 535-0905, or you can visit the website on the bottom of your screen and reach out and report any streets. So once again, I wanted to do this to try to get a brief synopsis of our meetings out there. Not everybody has 3, 4, 5, 6 hours to sit down and watch our meetings. I hope this helps. Trying to put the facts out there. It's been a long day. We try to film these directly after our meetings, get them ready for a presentation on Facebook, or get them ready to go out on social media. Thank you, and I appreciate you watching.